Generative AI is stupid. There, now that I've alienated some of the most annoying people on the planet, let's talk about Persona. I heard Atlas is even going to have AI in Persona 4 Revival. I mean, I'd hope so, she's kind of one of the best social links in the game. It'd be really weird if they cut her. But seriously, as somebody who has had to use AI in a full-time professional capacity, it's stupid. And most of these companies know it's stupid, but they're finding ways to force it in anyway. Whether it's your phone or your washing machine, everybody thinks they just need to boast about their AI without caring that it is, and I know I'm repeating myself here, stupid. Not too long ago, I was at the laundromat using normal, not AI washing machines like a peasant, and I wanted to remember the name of that Persona 1 phone game, so I googled Persona 1 phone game, and was immediately met with that stupid Google AI blurb that told me there is no official Persona 1 phone game, but the original Japanese version was released for feature phones. The most accessible way to play is by emulating the PSP version or by accessing the original PSP port on a physical device. And then immediately under that, like the top Google result, was the Megami Tensei wiki page for Megami Ibanroku Persona Iku no Tohen, aka Persona Anomalous Tower Chronicle, aka the Persona 1 phone game that I was looking for when I googled Persona 1 phone game. Not only did the AI blurb waste my time, it confidently tried to gaslight me into thinking that what I was looking for didn't actually exist, despite the non-AI parts of Google knowing exactly what I was talking about and having it ready to show me. But that's just an example I wanted to start out with. Let's dive into the main subject of this video, dissecting YouTube's awful AI Persona video suggestion. More specifically, I'm going to be looking at one AI video suggestion in particular. To give you a quick peek behind the YouTube creator curtain, I don't make a lot of money doing these videos, so let's quickly talk about this channel's partner, Figgies. I'm not getting paid to say this, but these are awesome collectibles from your favorite franchises like Sonic the Hedgehog, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and of course, Atlas franchises like Metaphoria Fantasio and Persona. The latest Persona 5 wave gave us Futaba, Haru, and Akechi, so unlike Funko Pops, they actually finished giving us the main cast, allowing you to get the full wave of OG Persona 5 characters. These magnetic figures are gorgeous, flexible, and come with these sweet double-sided metal plates that you can keep on their stand or attach them anywhere you like. When you buy 3 Figgies, you get an automatic 5% off, but if you buy 4 or more, like from the latest Metaphor set, and use my coupon code STRAIN at checkout, you get an additional 5% off. So, grab yourself some collectibles of your favorite franchises, save some money, and help the channel out. It's a win-win. Thanks again to Figgies for the samples, and let's get back to the video. Now, to give you a peek behind the curtain that's relevant to what I'm here to talk about, YouTube has this inspiration tab for channels, where they're supposed to give you AI-generated ideas for video topics and stuff that they think your audience would like. Usually these just wind up being worse-sounding versions of stuff that you already do. Like, really, YouTube? You think there'd be very high interest if I did which indie games are the best Megami Tensei clones? Wow, a series of videos about Megami Tensei-inspired indie games would be pretty cool. Somebody should get on that. Every now and then, out of morbid curiosity, I'll click on this tab just to see what they blurt out, and there was one that stood out to me as so awful, so pathetic, so laughably bad, that I put together this entire video for the sole purpose of me making fun of it. So, I mean, hey, technically it did inspire me. I guess I have to offer that concession to our new AI overlords. Now, both the thumbnail and subject of this video are awful in so many ways, but let's go ahead and start with that title, which is Dissecting Jack the Ripper's Persona 4 Reload Exclusion. To get the obvious out of the way, there is no such thing as Persona 4 Reload. There's Persona 3 Reload, the Persona 3 remake from 2024, and there's Persona 4 Revival, an upcoming remake of Persona 4. So, right off the bat, yes, Jack the Ripper is technically excluded from Persona 4 Reload, in the same way that I'm technically excluded from Christina Hendricks' Chicken and Waffles Cheerleader Christmas Hotel, because that doesn't exist either. Believe me, I checked. But, okay, surely I'm not gonna let a little typo like talking about a game that doesn't exist hold me back. Let's pretend they did say Dissecting Jack the Ripper's Persona 4 Revival exclusion and go from there. Now, for those of you that don't know, Jack the Ripper is a Megami Tensei demon, and is usually touted as the third Jack brother, alongside Atlas mascot Jack Frost, and also quite popular Pyro Jack or Jack-o'-lantern, depending on how old you are. However, Ripper doesn't show up quite as often as his brothers. They all got to be in the Virtual Boy title, Jack Brothers, but he was cut from Shin Megami Tensei Synchronicity Prologue, and as of the time of making this video, Jack the Ripper's only 3D model appearance is in the Sega-developed mobile title Shin Megami Tensei Liberation D2. In other words, Jack the Ripper is not in Persona 4, like just regular Persona 4. He's also not in Persona 4 Golden, the 2012 Enhanced Edition that was the main reason almost anybody ever owned a PlayStation Vita. So dissecting Jack the Ripper's exclusion from Persona 4 Revival is basically just, yeah, he wasn't in the original game, so he's not in the remake. I'm not sure how YouTube's Inspiration tab expected me to stretch that into 8 minutes or more to hit the threshold for mid-roll ads. And while I'm on that subject, I think it's worth noting that technically we don't know that Jack the Ripper won't be in Revival. I mean, yes, I want to be clear, he likely won't be for the reasons I just said, like him not being in the originals or any other recent Atlas game where it would make sense for them to plop his model into the remake. I'd even bet money on him not being there, but I do still think the funniest thing in the world would be if he did end up being in Revival, just to make this AI video idea prompt even more wrong and stupid looking than it already is. I know some diehard AI fans may try to defend it and be like, oh, but see, it knew Jack the Ripper wouldn't be in Revival, so technically the AI was right, and like, yeah, no duh, I didn't need to burn down a tree to have a computer make an assumption that any reasonable Persona 4 fan would— wow, that really sounds like an oxymoron when I say it out loud. Any reasonable Persona 4 fan would have already guessed on their own. I also don't think Jesus, Bill Cipher, or the ghost of Gilbert Gottfried will be included in Persona 4 Revival either. And that brings us to the thumbnail, which is just a mess. Okay, so that's clearly Joker from Persona 5, who is, and this news may surprise you, not in Persona 4. Although honestly, after Catherine Full Body in Persona 3 Reload, I wouldn't be surprised if Atlas finds a way to shove him into Persona 4 Revival, and that thought makes me sad. And as for everything else here, it's just— have you ever seen that photo online where it's like, you can't visually identify what any one thing in it actually is? Like, it all seems kinda familiar, but your brain just can't connect the dots on any of it. Supposedly this image is a good indicator of what having a stroke is like, and also, I can't stare at it for too long without getting the same sensory disconnect that causes motion sickness. I want you all to look me in the eyes, or more accurately at your phone screen, statistically speaking, and tell me with full confidence who anybody else in this photo is supposed to be. Like, maybe that's supposed to be Makoto? This looks like an aged up TK from Digimon, and ma'am, are you aware that someone squirted a crap load of toothpaste on your head? Joker looks like he's wearing a dual disc from Yu-Gi-Oh! On his arm, there's some kind of heart-shaped box like that one Nirvana song, Very Ape, and a clock with 14 numbers on it, all in front of a giant pink Skygina sucking everything into its unholy abyss. None of which, mind you, has anything to do with Persona 4, Revival, Jack the Ripper, and heck, aside from the Joker from a 12-year-old's how to draw manga book, it doesn't even have anything to do with Persona or Megaten at all. Everything about this is such a mess, and I can't imagine anybody seeing this and genuinely thinking, yes, thank you YouTube, this is a great video idea, I really appreciate it. But hey, it's a popular topic with my viewers, apparently, so here we are. And like, I don't even really know how to wrap this video up. I've never really done a video like this before, and I don't know how you all felt about it. This really just feels like one of those obnoxious, I had to see this and now so do all of you posts, but like I said, this just made me laugh and sigh and cringe and get mad, and I just felt like I had to talk about it in some capacity. So, if you stuck around this far, thank you, I appreciate it. Are you looking forward to Persona 4 Revival? How do you feel about Jack the Ripper's exclusion from it? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time with a video that has nothing to do with AI. So until next time, take care.